got all quiet beforehand.
Because it's recording.
I don't care. I can always edit.
Really
We're
fun.
gonna risk it for the biscuit. All right, here we are, escaping New York. We're here with William Hooten, my brother, Billy Cheesesteak, and the one and only Naisha
Woo, woo,
out there
woo.
in Nevada. And I
Yeah.
have my wife Vicky here. So we're going to be talking to these two individuals here about why they left New York and why their state is better than ours, basically. So it's your job to try to convince us New Yorkers why are we here.
Good question.
It's
world
a
needs
very
to
good question.
It's
So,
me.
Am I
so
getting
well,
paid?
yeah, no, you're not getting paid for this. Sorry. No, you will not be compensated for your time. But
Reclaiming my time. Reclaiming my time.
all right, so we'll start with Naisha, ladies first. So, why did you leave New York? You don't have to go crazy into long details if you don't want to, but we're just curious. What made you say, "All right, fuck this place"?
Well, I mean, as far as family, I'm super close with my family, so moving out to Vegas was a big thing for me to be close by them and also to be like in arm's reach just in case of anything. But as far as money wise, there's no state taxes here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a good move to do before the pandemic, and the markets were just great as far as housing and
Yeah, who
just
would have known
everything was
about
so
the
much
pandemic?
affordable.
You know,
I know.
it's almost like you got lucky. So, someone told you, "Hey, you should get the fuck out of here."
Yeah, basically, I got that whisper beforehand, so
Yeah.
jumped on it when I could, and thank goodness I pulled the trigger as I did, because if not,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have ever moved. But I mean, I'm so happy that I did because just like the weather, everything, I mean, just
Everything in
different
general, yeah.
scenery. Yeah,
So
it
that was
was just a great move.
pre-pandemic, and then
Yeah.
Billy was post-pandemic.
Yeah.
What made you say, "Fuck this place"?
Well, we were trying to, buy a house, and one of the main things that was deterring us from buying in New York was just because, like, the houses that we were looking at were like 400 plus and almost 100 years old. And it's
Mhm.
like, and on top of the weather, everyone in our house besides Dora, my mother-in-law, hated the winter, hated the snow, hated the bullshit, like 6-7 months of it. Just having a good.
It does
Just like,
feel like
you don't
long
want. You wake up,
winters.
you don't want to go to work because you know it's cold outside and your bed is so warm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Obviously, state taxes is a big thing too. There's none down here. Um, and my personal is I love fishing, so I can fish all year here.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah, you definitely can.
still haven't got a boat yet, so I'm working
Yeah,
on it.
you'll
One
get
step
there.
at a time.
You'll get
One
there.
step.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
First
Now, when we were looking for houses, we bought during the pandemic. It was like
Yeah.
right in the middle of the pandemic,
Yeah.
and we were taking advantage of that because like we saw all the house prices going down like
Yeah,
crazy, and the interest rates were going down too. We're like, what is going on?
yeah.
Yeah.
We bought right before it started to skyrocket.
Mm.
Mhm. I feel like we all did. Like we all
Yeah.
bought
Well, you
like
bought the house
right
like
before.
what? Like a year and a half before we left.
I want to say it might have been like 9 months.
Yeah, I don't even think it was a whole year.
No,
Oh.
because we moved in October, and then you guys moved in April. I think it was my first birthday. here
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
that you guys moved.
When we bought our house, I think we got like 3.01%, and like 6 months later, it was like 6-7%. We're like, oh my
Yep.
god,
Yeah. Insane. I remember that.
It is
Got-
crazy, but the cost of living out where you guys are, like I actually did a little bit of research, a little bit more than I usually do. But I found out the cost of living for just for in New York, it's 31% higher than the national average than any other like state.
Wait, what's the
It makes
figure?
sense.
It's crazy. Oh, the figure. So get this: the average cost of
Florida,
living for
Florida is higher.
no,
No,
New
No,
York
New
is
York.
higher by
New York is higher than
31%.
anything.
So, but when you look at it, I actually looked up the average cost. It was in 2022 because obviously this year's not over yet. But the average cost for a single person to live in New York is $5,300 a month for your
That sounds about
like
right.
necessities, right? And
Wait,
it
what
does.
part of New York?
Just in general, it's the average for the state of New York. So
That sounds about right.
So they took the average out of everybody in New York State and where you live. It's $5,300 a month. right?
There's so
So
many
when you
people that don't even make that a month.
exactly, so when you think about it, the average salary for the state of New York last year was $50,000 a year.
Do you have the math for the 5,300? Because I
Oh,
do.
yes, I do.
Okay.
Yep. So the average cost of that a year for a single person is $63,600 a year. So if the average salary is $50,000, you're already doomed and set back because the average cost for a single person is 63,500 or 600. So you're
Can I just
already
tell you? Oh, sorry.
no, you're
Like
fine. Go ahead.
before I even moved, like they started trying to tax me for not having children in school. They started taxing me for not being married. They
Yeah.
started taxing me like I just started getting hit and hit and hit and I'm like,
Shut
dude,
up.
like something has to
Really?
give at this point. Yeah,
Yep.
like they were taxing me when living in New York as an adult for whatever amount of time I've lived there. They were taxing me for not having children in school. So I was
Mm-hmm.
getting my apartment, my basically like I guess you can equivalent it to like an HOA fee of just being with the landlord in that property. And then
Yeah.
on top of it, I was getting taxed on my personal end for my income for not having a child in school
That's
at my
crazy.
age grade.
That's
Yep.
so wild because you were young. I mean,
That's what I'm
it
saying.
was
In my
like
age gap,
early to
like,
mid 20s at the time.
hmm
And like,
Yeah.
yeah, I had a kid, but like we were both still young. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
yeah,
Like,
which is just crazy that New York started
wild.
flipping this way. And I mean, I don't know how it is now after the
Oh,
pandemic, if they're still taxing that crazy,
it
but
is still.
clearly, I mean,
I mean,
There's
with
it's
that
still
more.
income.
taxing.
There's more taxes now.
Yeah, like they're taxing, but like,
And
we wouldn't
housing
know
housing
that,
right
you know.
now is 82% higher than the national average in New York State. So like we're 82% higher than the national average cost of a house just in New York State, which is crazy because it's usually California and New York going
I
at
was
it.
just
Now
gonna
it's New
say
York is taking
California,
over.
Yeah.
but I feel like I mean it makes sense in the far of as far as that because you get land for your money
Mm-hmm.
somewhat, whereas other places like here in Vegas, you're not getting property as much, but
Yeah,
you're
I could see
paying
that.
like equivalent to
Yeah.
Yeah,
in
like
some
in upstate New
spots.
York, you could buy a lot of land for a little bit of money. For in like upstate New York,
Yeah.
anywhere near
Just
down
buying
here
land,
or
you can
what's
find
that?
some really good deals. I mean, at least in Florida, anyways. If you're just buying land, like you
Oh
can
yeah,
find,
I seen some
Oh
good
yeah,
land down there.
yeah, you could find like 5-6 acres for like 150K. You know, like then
Yeah,
you
I
just build
seen
your house
that.
on that. You know, but the combo,
And
that's
then
when you're really spending the money.
yeah, but then you got to get the what is it? What is those metal houses? Oh my God, what is the name
the
of
Prefab?
it?
fabricated houses,
Oh,
Yeah,
the ones
barn.
that just
Oh, a
drop.
barn dough
is
or
it
a
a barn
barn dough.
dough? Is it a barn dough
It's a
or
condo, but it's really it looks like a barn.
no? What are the ones
No,
that are
the
made out of shipping
containers,
containers?
the
Oh,
shipping container
containers.
houses.
Yeah, okay, I just said it.
I thought you were. I thought you were talking about like barn
Do
dominiums.
that too,
No, I
but
was talking about the shipping containers.
No, those are like the prefabricated houses too, that they like just basically roll up to your plot of land and just
Okay,
drop
yeah.
it, and then that's the
I'm not
house
gonna
is
lie. I
there.
really like the style of those barn dominiums that people are starting to build.
Yes.
They are beautiful, man. Like
yeah.
there's these gigantic warehouses that they turn into homes that cost like a
That's dope.
fraction of the price, and it's still really strong when it comes to weather and stuff. And
Hey,
all they do is polish the concrete foundation, and it looks like a nice marble floor. It's insane.
John, your age is showing.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it?
I watch the HGTV channel
Yep,
or
yep.
Oh,
DIY
we
channel
do.
all the time. I mean,
We
I watch
do.
them
For
too.
a second there, you scared me, but then I
Wait, I
realized, yeah,
said it.
I'm not gonna lie though. I know we're going off topic a little bit. Who cares? I had one of my first moments when I was building that gazebo, where I realized my brain is a lot younger than the rest of my body. And when I was up on that ladder, I had one of those oh shit moments. I'm like, the fuck am I doing right now? Like, why am I doing this right now? I said I wasn't going to build anything crazy like this, and this said 3 to 4 people. Why are you doing this by yourself? Vicky said you should fucking ask for help. You fuck like I was beating myself up. I'm like, no, you got to just get through this and just don't do it again. And I'll catch
Prove a
myself. I'm
point.
like,
Prove a
shit,
Yeah,
point.
pretty much.
But it was one of those moments. It was those pivotal moments where you realize, like, oh wow, okay,
No, you
all
did
right,
really well for
you
a
know.
one man show. He had help on the last day, but like the hardest parts were over. We were
Yeah,
just like my sister and I were just handing him like the
the roof
board.
panels. I was putting the panels in.
Yeah, and just like,
Yeah,
oh yeah,
us
here's
men are
the thing to
stubborn.
lock it in.
Yeah, yeah, I was
Don't get me
stubborn,
started.
man.
I
I'm sitting
like
there
yelled
looking
at
at it,
him.
and the roof. It wanted me to build the roof separate from the like the frame. So I was like, I had the frame up. I used a second ladder as like pretending it was a person. So I had like the whole beam
My
resting on the
imaginary friend.
ladder. I'm sitting there. I'm like, you stay right there. I'm gonna run over here. So I ran over there and I grabbed the other ladder. I'm doing it. I get it all up. And I was like, oh, shit, how am I going to do this roof? So I started building it separately. I'm like, this isn't good because the weight of it was starting to push it down. And
You
I'm
start
like,
talking
I
to the
just
ladder.
spent a lot of money on this fucking thing. Yeah.
Like Phillips
I was
head.
like, I spent a lot.
Phillips head.
Yeah. I read the instructions to the roof first and then I just reversed it and I built it from here like this instead of building it as one and putting on top. So I attached everything like this and I built it like that and I just brought it up
Well,
and then
just
That's
connected
cool.
it.
just in case you don't know, which you both probably don't, we built this like permanent style gazebo thing,
Oh
so
yeah,
we could put a
probably should put
jacuzzi.
context to that.
Yeah, no, like let me explain. We put a jacuzzi in there or a hot tub, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
the inflatable one. So now we
So
have
you guys
like
are talking
this
about
year
bunker.
round. What?
So I thought you guys were talking about a bunker for a minute.
See, that's why I was like, let me explain
Here we
this because you can't put that past John anyway. You really can't.
That's another episode I'm going to be having is the prepping.
Oh God.
A zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
The
you never
CDC
know.
has it on their website. I'm just
You
saying.
I
don't
already
know.
got my
You already
Jeep
have
set up. I'm telling you.
Your damn Jeep.
I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
we could circle back to that actually because if we're talking about zombie apocalypse, I want to be far away from New York.
Oh
I
yeah,
won't be
that's
Don't come to
that's a
Vegas.
whole
Because
other
did you see the
episode.
videos or the movies? I
Yeah,
believe
no.
that shit.
You know, fuck Vegas for when it comes to
That's what they're
zombie
gonna do. They're gonna
apocalypse.
freaking yeah, Area 51. You know what that shit is?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Have you gone?
That is some
Yeah,
shit over
no,
there.
you can't go over there. You go near the fence lines and they start clipping you close.
What do you mean clipping you?
Throwing live rounds at you.
Bullets. Yeah, like straight up, like they're just shooting near the dirt near you, trying not to clip you, but they will if they have to.
Oh my god. See that?
Yeah.
If I could go to Area
That's
51
a
and like
thrill
go
right
in
there.
there, I'll move out to
There's no
Vegas like
aliens there.
in a
That's
hot
just the
skippy.
government's fentanyl factory.
I don't care what is there. I need to see it.
That's one theory right there.
So there's another theory too that they say that the rocks look like fake rocks and it slides out, and
Oh,
apparently
that I believe
there's
it.
like
The
a
Men in Black. That's where the Men in Black chill out.
that.
Let's be real.
I mean,
All right, we're gonna get into conspiracy because that's
Sorry.
another episode I
Yeah.
have is Men in Black. I want.
Oh,
That's another topic I
hop
want
in.
to talk about. So.
Okay.
But okay, let's
Hint.
circle back a little bit. Let's Jen
Backburner.
Psaki it. You know that fucking stupid redhead.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So all right. So we already hit about like why did we leave New York because it fucking sucks. Major factor. All right. All right. So what do you think the biggest difference is when you first moved out there? We'll start with Naisha again. When you first moved out there, what was one of the biggest things that you noticed that Nevada did differently than New York? Like something that really stuck out and affected you.
Just like their weird holidays that they have here. So they have state holidays and then federal holidays that they follow.
What?
Yeah, so it's so weird because like having a nephew or even nieces that are in school and stuff, like trying to be around the family, it
Yeah.
just threw me off because I'm like, wait, I go into work today. I don't go into work today because some spots with my old company that I worked for, they would
Yeah.
be off only in Nevada. Every other location would be open. So I was just like, what the hell is happening right now?
That's
That was one
weird.
thing. Another thing that they do here, it's I feel like it's always just construction. They put
Yo,
like
it is
construction up in the
constant
weirdest
there.
hours. Like it sucks because like you would think that they were like, okay, it's hot during the day, so let's not do too early or too late in the afternoon. No, they like put up cones at random hours of the day, start shutting down the streets, and then you think it's going to be like an overnight situation like New York does, like common sense. No, they have no common sense out here. It's very little, and I think
Yeah.
it's based off
I
their
mean,
radiation, but who
Billy
knows?
probably remembers when we went out to go with CJ out to Vegas. It was construction everywhere.
Oh, and that's the
They
same
All
just
thing.
did
day,
this
every day.
huge
It was
thing.
everywhere.
There's
Yeah,
construction.
they're trying to connect one side of the strip to the other side because now they have Allegiant Stadium. So they're bringing in all these like big,
That's right.
like big teams. Like we just got our hockey team not too long ago. We got our baseball
Yep.
team coming
And you
in now.
guys
We
are
just
hosting
signed.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, so like they're trying to connect everything. Oh, and we're getting a Formula 51 track set up down in the strip, so that's going to be
That's
another thing
sick.
too. So yeah, it's constantly construction out here. So I thought New York was bad, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm so happy to get out of
Yeah.
there, but it's just as bad, if not 10 times worse, because you get
When it comes
everyone
to
that
that
doesn't know
shit,
how to
yeah.
drive either. So I'm like, god damn.
Yeah, I would not want to own a car in a congested place like that.
That's why
Yeah,
when we
Yeah.
lived in the city, we didn't have a car.
Yeah, no.
but
Like,
it sucks out here because they don't have sidewalks in some areas that are like more rural,
Mm-hmm.
and they have a bus, but a random like stop would be like, you'll drive down the street and there'll be no homes, no nothing around. Stop
oh, so
right there,
super
bus
sketch.
stop.
That's no.
Yeah, it's super sketchy out here. I mean, for it, but I'm it's Vegas. They have no
Yeah.
common sense.
Yeah.
That's all I can say.
So
I
Billy,
stick to it.
when you first moved down to Florida, what was the one major thing that you noticed that Florida did different than New York that
Palm
affected you though?
trees.
Oh, like just physical things. Yeah, no, I meant
Yeah,
like the
no,
way the
it's just
state is.
it was like the overall vibe and attitude of people. It was like
Yeah,
very welcoming and nice, I guess.
like
Um,
uplifting.
yeah, and it always gave me like that vibe of like obviously like a vacation spot, but like this is also my home, you know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So everybody just overall was just in like a really good mood and a lot nicer than the New Yorkers.
yeah,
I mean, it makes sense. We're all miserable. No, I'm kidding.
Because
and
you're
it's
I'm
getting your
happy.
income taken.
Yeah, right.
it's like more conservative down here, so like they're not so much focused on that woke shit, like and pushing shit on your kid
Yeah,
and you know
that's true too. I think like anybody with a normal brain would all agree when it comes to the kids, leave them the fuck alone.
And
yeah,
see, like we have these things called magnet schools out here where it's like
What
it's
is that?
catering to your kids' college education.
That is
So when you
sick.
get it's so confusing because when I heard about it, I was like a magnet school, and they're like, yeah, it's basically like and they couldn't compare it, but I figured it out. It's like a bridge program from high school to college. You know how there's
Oh,
usually
like
those
Yeah.
a
courses that you can take
BOCES.
like a BOCES,
like
but
that.
it's not a BOCES. It's like you're actually going to high school and you're just majoring in your college major
So
until
you're
you hit
setting the
your
kid
college
up
year.
for
Yeah.
success. Like that
So
makes total sense.
there's
Like
kids that are
learning about
going
what they're
for like,
actually doing.
That's one of the
yeah, like
main things that deterred
investigation.
me from going to college was because I'm like I just did 4 years of English, social studies, and all this other shit, and I need to pay
Yeah.
to do it now. Like I do another
Yeah.
2 years of it. You know, I just want to go into the field that I want to work in. You know, you shouldn't have to do that.
See,
Absolutely.
You know, 2 years of English and history and writing and like what the hell was high school for? You know?
Yep.
yeah, I really
Yeah,
wish
no.
like there was some magnet schools out in New York where it's instead of like private school or like Catholic school, it's like actually getting kids ready for their future and say like, hey, do you like this major? If you don't like this major, guess what? You just did 4 years in high school, so you know you're not going to pick this in college. But
Yep.
let's get you on the right way of like what you do actually like, what your passions or what you're going to focus in your career.
Yeah, that's actually taking initiative and making sure the child succeeds. Like
It's actually
New York is everything's about money.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's annoying. Like it's because like they choose money over everything.
Well, yeah. I mean, my friend had her son in St. Mary's. Very good school.
Yeah.
I'm sure great education wise, but her son wasn't really benefiting. And one thing is like there's no playground there. It's just a hard top. And I know that
Like
sounds a
just
little wild.
blacktop.
Yeah, I know that sounds a little wild. And I remember when I went to a Catholic school down in the city, there wasn't a playground. It was a blacktop. We played like Foursquare, all that stuff. But like,
Yeah.
And say
Kick the ball
tetherball,
around.
hand
yeah,
wall, or
tetherball. Yep,
wall ball
handball.
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wall
Yeah.
ball. It was wall ball,
Yeah.
really. But I mean,
But
it doesn't. I don't know. There's a part of me now as a parent that feels like kids need that. They need that playground. They need the
Mm-hmm.
imagination. They need the cardio. They
yeah,
need
yeah.
the space to just do them. I remember when I came up here, from the city,
Yeah.
and I went to Knoxon Elementary, loved it. They had two playgrounds, and like we played so many games. We were so inventive of these stupid games like the floor is lava,
Yep.
other
Billy and I
things
used to
like
play with sticks outside in the backyard and make some shit up. Like,
yeah, but like it sparks
we'd
your
be riding our bikes
imagination.
around everywhere at Aunt Ellen's
I
house.
would tell you,
huzzah!
like, you don't have
Huzzah!
you don't have like a like a playground unless you like slid down that metal hot slide and like you
Yeah.
heard that
Oh, the
screeching.
one that freaking like gives you friction,
Yeah,
Yep.
like you
friction
hear
burn.
that
It's
screech of your
Friction and like
skin
third-degree
contact of
burn.
your back on the fucking slide.
Yep.
Yep. Your
Mm-hmm.
you
your
get
your back
skin
melting
burn.
off.
Yep.
Yep. And then you have to like peel off. It's like
Yep. Or you're on the plastic slides that give you 1,000,001 static
oh
electricity
my gosh.
shocks.
Yeah, you
Oh
can't touch
yeah.
anything right after you
Yeah,
go
that
down
one
it because
too.
you're gonna shock somebody.
Yep. That was
Yep.
annoying. The one thing I do remember that I still seen that they had at Lily School was those little cones that go under the ground that you could talk to,
Talked.
talk through.
Yes.
I was like, it
You
reminded
see
me of
her
the cups.
secrets.
I actually did that with her a couple of weeks ago. We took 2 solo cups with the yarn. She's like,
Yeah.
Daddy, I seen this on TV. I'm like, she's like, does it work? I'm like, yeah, it works. She's like, could we try? I'm like, all right, yeah, let's do it. And like,
Yep. I
so
remember.
we tied the knots, the string between the 2 cups, and she was like, I don't hear it. I was like, you have to have tension on the line. In order to hear anything, you have to make sure that there's tension and you have to pull each side. If you don't pull, it gets lost in the air. So
Mhm.
if you pull the string, that's the vibration from your voice goes through the string, and that's
Yep.
what you're hearing.
Ooh.
Yeah, that was my elbow. So, but yeah, so she was like so fascinated by it.
Yeah. But see, like our kids wouldn't have that education at specific private schools.
Yeah.
Like example I used was a Catholic one. I don't know if all Catholic schools are like that, but those are the 2 that I know that
Mhm.
have nothing.
In Vegas, there's a Catholic high school. It's called Bishop Gorman, and a lot of like famous athletes come out of there. They have a huge, like you would swear it's like a college campus. You walk in, they have Olympic-sized pools for the kids that want to be in swimming or do that, try to get onto the U.S.
Best of the
team.
best.
Yeah, they get freaking turf fields for football. They get like a huge weight room. It looks like almost equivalent to Gold's Gym in LaGrange. Like it's huge. I'm
That's
like,
sick.
dude, and this is just a pure high school. When I found that out, I was like, what the hell? But apparently there's like a couple Raiders that came off out of Bishop Gorman. There's a couple basketball players. Um,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, so like there's like people that actually get Pitbull. Mr.
I was
305.
gonna
Really?
say Mr.
He
305.
actually, yeah, came out of Bishop Gorman and then took a different route when he got older. But he gives back to his community in Florida,
Oh, he's an amazing person.
just based off of his experience at Bishop Gorman, and he donates to them too. So I was like, what the hell?
That's
I
Speaking
didn't
of,
Yeah,
believe
that's
it.
one
Yeah.
person. Like he's a good person though. Like when you do research on him and you realize like he's actually not like the whole part of the Hollywood type stuff.
no.
You know?
Yeah.
he's
What were you gonna
very,
say, Bill?
no, I said like a little funny story about Pitbull. When I used to work for Amazon, I used to deliver to like a lot of apartments, and delivered to an apartment on the 3rd floor, and happened to be 305, and they had like a little they had a little sticky note that wrote Mr. dot, like so Mister, and they put it in front of the 305, and it took me a second to get it, and I was like, Mister, I've heard that before. I'm like, oh shit, Pitbull. And like it was
Mr.
like a
305.
hurricane. It was a hurricane going on too, so I'm like, it was just a chaotic memory. It was like late
That's
lightning and
hilarious
like
though.
crazy thunder. I'm like, Pitbull, and it's like apocalypse
You
around
know
me.
what though? That one little moment will live with you for the rest of your fucking life though. Like
I
that's
know,
what's
Core
so
right?
stupid
memory.
and great about stuff like that.
But I don't fucking
That's
remember what I
funny.
did yesterday.
I'll never forget the time.
But you'll remember Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
right.
kids though. Kids do that though too. With every kid you have, the more memory and the more your brain just goes fuck it.
Yeah.
you know. But I'll never forget the time Billy told me because when he was doing, I think it was with Kroger, when you were delivering the packages and stuff or the groceries, where you ran into another hootin'.
Oh yeah, his name was Frank Wooten. Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
met 4 Hootens out here. And I was
Shut
like,
up.
what the
What?
heck?
What?
Yeah, I was like, are you guys just all out here?
In
Spelled same
Vegas?
exact
Really?
way, yeah. 4
What?
different people.
What other way is there to spell
Wait a minute.
Hooten?
I
Maybe they
mean,
were
there's
related.
T-I-N, but it's E-N. I've seen a
They're
Hooten with
related.
the I-N.
That's weird. They're not a real Hooten.
We should have her just look at pictures
They're
of our whole
hooting.
family.
Yeah.
I actually have his
Yeah.
number.
Yeah.
Oh, you have the other guy.
I got it. I got his number because he said he was going to look into his ancestry that he did, and see.
I mean,
you know,
probably related
'cause
somehow. There's not many of us.
looked like he would be one of our family members. you know.
Billy gave him the
Yeah.
area code 305.
See,
He's like, you can contact me here.
It's the
I
305.
mean, is he Casper?
He was red because he was.
He was
Because he
Larry.
was burned.
It was 10 o'clock in the morning, and he answered the door with a beer in his hand.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds
we
like
love
a hootin'.
it.
Yep.
That sounds like a hootin'.
And we were making like jokes, and I'm like, oh, you drinking? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, that's a hooting thing too. He's like, yes, it is. Like, it was like we knew each other. It was weird, but we're probably
Yeah,
not.
it's like one of those alternate universes.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
upside
Where
down.
there's people that are exactly like us, just in a different universe.
Are you talking about the Mandela effect?
Yeah, I guess so.
Hello.
But all right, so I guess I could go back to the next New York question. So what I wanted to know was, I know New York will always hold like a special place in my heart whenever we fucking leave here eventually, because I
Yeah.
definitely can't see us living here for the rest of our life. Oh God.
The looks could kill. Dang. If
The
y'all can
silence is
see this,
deafening.
right? But the looks could kill. Dang.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello. No, I mean,
Hi.
listen, right now,
Hello.
I don't feel a need to leave New York right now.
Yeah, no, I know. And,
Once you
like,
move, it changes your mindset.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, I have a really really good career that I started here,
Yeah.
and
don't get me wrong, I'm happy as fuck right now. It doesn't really matter
Yeah.
where we are. Like,
but like to leave New York would there's so many things behind it, but just about my job, like I've been here for 9 years. This is my career that I've built here, and I can only see myself going up. So to leave now, I feel like I'm robbing myself of everything that I've worked for.
yeah, I could see that.
That's just career wise. I mean, other than family wise, I mean, all I have is my sister. Obviously, like I have you guys, but you know what I mean. Like outside of my little family that I've created, all I have is my sister. So like to leave her, which I know she wouldn't be far behind us moving down south because she does not want to be
Yeah,
here.
no, if Jolie had her way, she'd be in
She would
Florida
already been
already,
packed
like-
up. Like,
Yeah,
where
she's
are you? I'm
out.
sitting in front of the house.
Yeah,
Unlock
trust
the
me, girl,
garage.
I live at the beach now. Thank you.
Where's your AC? I don't own one.
Oh my God.
It's called the ocean.
Oh
Yep.
no, this bitch used to crank the heat up to 90 during the fucking summer.
Yeah, I hope she's
Remember?
listening right now.
All right, well, I'm being
What
dramatic.
that
Not
with
the
that
summer.
what that
Let me
AC bill
correct it.
looking like?
No, well, in the place that I lived with her,
John.
she had
Getting pissed off at the thermostat.
yeah.
I
Well,
almost
like
spit my water out.
when she lived in Fishkill, like heat was included. So homegirl was like, "Oh, heat's included, 90." Literally, me and John would die. We
It
would
was
sleep
so
in the
hot
deck
in that
door
apartment.
open.
I felt like Ace Ventura in the
Water.
Rhino.
Yeah.
Water.
Like I
Definitely.
felt like Ace Ventura was sitting there in the Rhino where he was just like stripping, like
What?
Oh my
That's
gosh!
me,
Literally,
like
it was
every
bad.
other night here.
yeah.
Just like
You're not really convincing us, Billy. You're not convincing us.
Nope.
like like
I do not want to
even
go to Florida.
no, it's not like the weather that's doing it. It's the fact that like obviously it's warm outside, but like even during the winter months, like I still don't sleep.
The
Even New York
humidity.
in winter, I never slept with a blanket. Like I couldn't. It'd
Yeah.
be like 15 degrees outside. I'd wake up at
I
like 3
can't.
o'clock in the morning and want a blanket, but like I can't go to sleep.
Nope. Why are you waking up at 3 a.m.? See? You get
I'll
some
fall
weird
in a
things at 3 a.m. Nope. Need both feet under the blanket.
Yes.
The guy's gonna get me from underneath the bed. I don't know where he's at.
paranormal now?
When he's gonna grab me.
Because I do the same thing.
All right, I think
3 in the morning
I
with
think
a
I'm
blanket
gonna
over
officially
me.
declare that I'm gonna have to create another episode, a conspiracy episode with the same cast here,
Well,
because
this isn't
this is
conspiracy.
no, I know, but
Not yet.
it's sort of reminded me of
Mm.
paranormal. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like some people don't believe in that stuff, even though some of us know it's real.
We're referencing
It's
the
there.
boogeyman.
No, I know what you're talking about. I'm
Okay.
just talking about like
Chupacabra's coming.
like mysterious things. Like we definitely have to have another episode of just us shooting the shit with some sort of conspiracy.
Yes. By the way, there is a Chupacabra movie coming out,
No.
Oh yeah.
but it looks so dumb that I
Wait,
have
are you
to
talking
watch
about this on Netflix? Or no, this is Hulu.
it. I don't remember.
I know Netflix,
Bill?
it's called Chupa.
Yeah,
Unless you're not talking about that one.
it's
Chupa.
already out.
Oh, I
That one.
seen a commercial for that.
Oh, it's out.
That one's actually, it looks like a puppy, like a hyena
Yes.
pup or something like that. It's
Yeah, it's
Chupa.
like a kid's version of it.
Yeah.
I
A
was
It's
kid's
not supposed to be
version
like,
of
yeah, but it's not supposed to be like eating flesh or humans. It's supposed to be
Yeah.
like a kid-friendly movie where it's like teaching
that
you
is the
about love and
stupidest
family
fucking thing I
yeah,
have
yeah.
ever
and
heard.
how
Well,
to
I started
take
to
care of
freak out
kindness.
when I was like, "Oh my God, there's a Chupacabra movie!" Like, oh, who's
That's
doing it? And
annoying.
as I was watching the preview, I'm like, "What is this shit?
Oh, there we go. We're
Who's making a special appearance?"
Edit.
That was Julian's best friend trying to call. I would not be.
Oh,
Oh,
oh, sorry, best friend.
Yeah,
excuse me. We're
We
trying to
adults
follow
are
our
speaking.
Speak when spoken to.
beat it, kids.
Yeah.
Get off my yard.
Do you guys find in your areas that you see more like kids and I know I've heard a lot about Billy's, but I want you to still speak
Nope.
about it. But like just like the neighborhoods and
Nope.
how friendly people are. Nigel, you don't count
Naja, you
clearly.
don't seem like you're very happy there in Vegas.
No,
Like you're
I
supposed
mean,
to
no,
be making
I love
amends
it.
to
No, I
this.
love it. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do love it being here in Vegas. There is its perks, but as far as like education wise, I feel like they can change a lot of things. But as far as like kids playing outside, it's so hot out during the
It's
day.
not kid
So like,
friendly.
it's not for as far as heat. Like the kids can't go outside until after 4 o'clock because between noon and 4, it's the hottest period of the time out in Vegas. So with the
That's like
sun like
Florida during the
beaming.
summer.
Yeah, I mean they have canopies over like some of the play areas. Some areas are nice. Other areas it's like you can't even have your kid out for more than 5 minutes without them like having a
Which
potential
probably
like
makes
faint
the
spell.
difference between
Mm.
like people who struggle to survive out there versus people who are thriving. Probably makes that gap huge. Like the kids in the poorer neighborhoods are probably not, you know,
They're not
enjoying.
getting the education or
Yeah, that
anything that they
sucks.
should. And like it's so like redlining out here that they push certain demographics into one area and you can tell, which it's so sad, but at the same time, like if the
It's also
heat or if
growing.
they did something a little bit better, it would try to make it a little bit more easier for them to
Yeah.
mix.
I
Wait,
feel
what'd
like
you say, Bill?
Vegas is growing too, though, because like everyone's moving out of California, so
It
like
is.
It is
they're going to be building
backwards.
subdivisions around like the strip, on the outskirts and expanding. Yeah, you have all the fucking room in the world to make
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
true.
so they
a
built it ass backwards. So they try to make it a city before it was a town, before it
Yep.
was even
yeah.
like anything else. So now it's like you're seeing it more with the construction and people moving over because I'm telling you, one day the wind's gonna blow way too hard and California's just gonna drift off and
That's
float
why
out and it's
Yep.
everybody's
gonna be
trying
the
to
new
get out.
island. Like
That's why
everyone's
everybody's
literally
trying to get
moving over because the prices are ridiculous over there anyway for as far as gas or like housing, even food.
Oh
Like
yeah.
they're
I heard they're
you get charged
pushing
for
electric cars now.
yeah
Like you
They
have
in the
to
already
year
have
have,
one.
yeah.
yeah in 2035 you have to have an electric car.
Which is New York always follows California too, which kills me because we're on our way there too. Like technically I'm not even supposed to burn any wood in my fireplace or
Oh
wood
yeah.
stove that is not within 50 miles from my home,
What? Since when?
and that has been, I guess, harvested certain, like, it's so many different rules and regulations that basically make it impossible to burn wood.
Since when?
That
Yeah,
started like 2 years
2 years
ago.
ago.
I was gonna say
Wait,
this is so. It has to
wait,
be
so
after pandemic.
you can only burn wood that has been harvested within the 50 miles of your home. Is that
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
And it has to be like specific wood
And it
too.
has to be only certain types of wood and stuff. It's stupid. That's why they're pushing people to either use pellets or, and then now you can't even use natural gas because they just passed that into law for New York State. They just discontinued all new construction or projects starting with natural gas. So from now on, if you have natural gas, it's grandfathered in, but they're not allowing you to use natural gas anymore, which is just insane. That's one of the cleanest fuels that we have,
Yeah, but
you
the
know.
problem is that there's been so many like building blow-ups lately.
Not enough to make a huge difference like that.
I
You
mean,
know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
of two solidly,
They're
but I
only
bet you
doing
if we
this.
turn on the city news right now, we'll see that the firemen are at some sort of building because
It's
that's
the
what's
city.
ended up
They're
happening.
always
Well, it's
busy.
Memorial Day weekend, so what do you expect?
Yeah, that's true
People are
too.
cooking
That's true.
in
Yeah.
their houses,
But
deep
Yep.
frying
literally
turkey with like 70 people in there. That
in the
tiny ass
middle of the
apartment.
week, turn on the fucking like Channel 4 New York news.
Oh, it's off the hook
You'll
down there.
see like, oh, this fire truck is at this building because there was a sudden fire and they're trying to locate the
Yeah.
like it.
See,
It
that's
literally is
Vegas,
so
but as far as
much.
like traffic, we get like
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
all like crazy like car pursuits out here, people trying to like,
Well, you got that one big highway that goes around the whole entire
yeah, it's
fucking city.
well, it goes
It's like a
215 and then
racetrack.
215 to 15, and then 15 actually takes you out of the state. So you either go through to California, it connects you one way, to Arizona one way, another way is to Utah. So you're basically like escaping out of the city.
Yeah,
Mm,
that's
that's wild.
But
insane.
I mean, Billy lives in the land of retirement, so like, how many bad drivers do you have?
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah,
His
'cause
man,
traffic is insane.
retirement, you got to worry about the tourists.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, that's fair.
see, that's
You
us
remember that?
too.
Yeah, they're
Like,
coming from all
you're
around the
going
world.
75, you're slow down there.
Oh yeah, I was fucking loving it because I'm Danica Patrick at all times, so I'm like 90, let's go. In
Yeah,
the
no,
fucking
you're going
89.
90, and someone will pass you going 110 and look at you
Yeah.
like, what are you
What,
doing?
You're
what
going
what's the
slow,
matter?
idiot. Get
Yeah.
out of the left lane. Move.
The left, like the left lane is now like the left 3 lanes. Those are the fast
Yeah.
lanes. Like
Yep.
Yep.
Oh
you
gosh.
don't want to
And you
go
guys
any
have
more
like
than the speed
6-lane
limit. You stay
highways.
all the way to the right.
See, that's not like Vegas. People will stay in the left lane going super slow.
Mm-hmm.
They
And
do that
then
shit here.
they expect you to go around and then, oh, by the way, last minute my exit's coming up, so I have to make it all the way to the right. Like,
First of
oh,
all, rules of the
goodness.
road should be the same for all states. If
I'm
you are
just
in the
saying,
left lane and somebody gets on your ass, you better move
if
so
they're
that they
flashing
can
their
get there.
highlights, hello, come on,
If they're
that doesn't
honking,
that
flashing their highlights, and nudging you, get out
I
the
mean, if you
way.
haven't moved before they've started flashing their lights, then shame on you.
Well, yeah,
Like,
'cause, like,
But road rage out here is insane, I will tell you that. And
oh, it's
oh,
like
they
what
there's
it's
too
allow
many
like.
tractor
murders.
trailers to be in the left side. I'm like, why?
Well, they allow
So
that
like these,
here on their highways.
yeah, but are they doing the speed limit?
I mean,
No, usually that's when they're passing people. They always go
See,
to the
okay.
right lane up here.
Tractor
Technically, it's
trailers are
not.
supposed to stay in the right lane and only like pass over in the left.
Technically, the left lane is not meant to be stayed in by anybody. It's a
No, it's
pass.
yeah,
only
it's not.
passing.
It's not
That's why
fast.
you're doing 90, because I'm passing all you slow asses. Get on the right. Get on the right.
Yeah.
People just stay in the left lane just because, like, oh, if I stay in this lane, I can go 90. You know, like,
Yep.
but
See,
no,
out here too, they allow for tractor trailers to be side by side. See, oh
So
my
you can
God.
block the
Final
whole fucking.
Destination. That's all
They
I
were
see in like,
Oh
they were
no.
oh,
doing that the other day on
Squish.
84. I
that
questioned
or,
where we're going here because I
yeah,
was stuck
who
behind
knows?
them on 84, and I was like,
you could
"How do
save a
I
lot
have
of
to get
gas
next to
mileage
this
by
truck?"
driving behind them.
That's
You
what I've
know?
heard too. I heard like the way that it funnels the air, it like pulls your car if you get like
Yeah.
within a certain distance
I don't
of the
fucking
truck.
So
believe
I could
that.
throw it in neutral. Woo!
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-mm, I don't believe
I
that.
still wouldn't trust it at all. Are you kidding
Hell
me?
no.
You
I
go
get
down
nervous
there and
driving next to them.
to your car.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Snaps back, breaks your windshield.
Okay. Can we not final
And
destination? 'Cause I'm
that's what I'm
not.
saying. Final destination is.
Yeah.
I
Goodness.
More like
hate driving next
here.
to or behind trucks. Like
Yeah.
every time I'm about to pass a truck, I'm like, all right, guys, here we go.
They
Like,
speed
No,
up.
you gotta
yeah.
floor it.
Well, I
Floor it
do,
out
but
there,
I'm
because
like
if
white
not,
knuckling it.
I've gotten way comfortable, especially driving the pickup now. Like I wouldn't think I would get that comfortable driving the pickup, but oh my god. Now you know me, like I drive her crazy because I whip around like I'm in a car now,
Yeah.
but I'm in my truck.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my
So,
god.
I can move and maneuver it now. It's like it's weird, but like it's so comfortable driving on the highway. When
Right.
before I was like annoyed driving on the highway. The only thing I don't like still to this day is driving on bridges, though.
I mean, that's fair.
Like I don't like
see, I have
driving
a
on
soft
bridges
top.
that are tunnel. Like it's like a
Okay, spoiled.
what happened?
I have
She
a
goes, I
soft
have a
top.
soft top.
No, I was gonna say I have a soft top, but like with wind days like that, it's crazy out here because then I start like swaying. I have to get a sticker
Yeah,
or something on the back of my vehicle and says, "I swear I'm not drunk, it's just windy."
yeah.
Like because that's how much like I'm constantly swaying. I'm like, shit,
Oh
shit.
no,
Like I
open
get
the
nervous.
windows a little bit so that the air
Girl, no
goes right
matter
through.
what. I
I
try
tell
and
you,
it still takes you. I don't
no.
understand.
The
I don't like
Kroger
that.
vans in a
Mm-mm.
tropical storm. It's
Oh my god, that's
Kiwi.
right. Yeah, you got those
Sketchy.
box fans.
11-foot
Listen,
like box truck, and I'm like I'm
see,
going like 70 on the highway.
Is it?
Like I can't see 10 feet
Oh.
in front of me. I'm like
now,
truck
see,
Just
like
that's why
tips
I
over
can't go to
slightly.
Florida.
like tractor trailers are just like flying past me. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I feel like
What am I doing?
if I go 2 miles per hour more, I feel like I'm gonna do like 3 flips. You know, so like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just pull over and just wait. But
I
like
see,
it's
but
really
that's why I
Don't
Gotta
couldn't
be
risk
live
it.
in
safe.
Florida.
What's
I
that?
couldn't live in Florida because of the tropical storms.
No, but that's why I want to just own a house down there. Like it's weird. Like we're on the topic of New York. We can bring it back there
just
too.
want to
But like
own a
my
house down
ultimate
there because
goal.
of tropical storms.
What's that?
Well, I mean, you guys would be snowbirding then. That sounds
But
like you
that's
would
what I
want
was
to
With
do.
tropical
basically.
storms, we'd have to like go down, set it up so that it's secure, and get the hell out of there before the storm
Or you
hits,
could
or
just
else
have me
we're
do it.
stuck. No,
Or
that's
you could just be
true.
Yeah.
like, Billy,
Hey,
go to my
Billy,
house and
well,
check it.
yeah,
Or
Billy, go to the
hurricane
house, set it
Yeah.
up for the storm.
But
You don't
like
need to
what
set
my
anything
goal
up.
turned.
It's the hurricanes. Like
Yeah.
anything above 3, you might want to just like set some stuff up against your door and your windows, and you
Yeah.
know.
It's
But
petrifying.
It's because it's a house. It's not like you're living in like a camper.
yeah,
Well, you guys, like,
last
you
year we
guys are
got
like
hit.
right in the middle,
Last year
right?
we got hit pretty bad, and like I
Yeah.
forget the name of the one that came through. It did a lot of damage to like Tampa, but it came
That's
See,
the
we
one
through.
don't
that
have
took
those
out the
issues.
bridges, right?
Yeah, and it like sucked all the water out of like the Gulf.
Yep.
Like you can like
We don't
walk
have those issues. No.
6 feet, like, and there was just no water. It was just crazy.
No,
We don't
see,
get
that shit's
rain for
scary.
300 and something days. So,
Yeah,
I mean, if you want to
We
send
get
some over, we're
grizzly
good for
cold.
it.
it's a different way of life out there in the beach. Like people stay out there
Yeah.
because they love the life, like that beach life. So it's like
I'm not gonna lie.
that
I could definitely
that's
picture
home to them.
living that type of life, but
It's home to them. But like
I will say,
I don't understand.
like overall though, like my goal has changed because like right before the pandemic, and there was that period of time where I was like hell bent on getting the fuck out of here.
I almost
You know what I'm
fought
saying?
him.
What's that?
Said I almost fought him.
Yeah. So but like
Why,
I was
Yoda?
yeah, I was just going crazy because like it was just like it was hard adjusting to Billy not physically being here. You know what I'm saying? Like because
Yeah,
like even though like we weren't like every single day hanging out, but even
yeah,
when I knew like all right, he only lived 15 minutes away. It was
The
nothing.
And then
option of
across the
being there.
street.
Yeah, it was the option that sort of killed me. Once that option was closed, and I'm like, oh, man, that hurts. Just like she doesn't want to leave her sister.
yeah,
It was hard. It was really hard,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
but you
know.
know what? Look
And
at
it's
look at it. Look
no,
at
I
the life they
know,
built.
and that's what I'm saying. Like that's why I'm like, you know what? It really doesn't matter where I live, and that's why my mindset has been changing a lot lately. And with this whole journey I've been on, and like my mental state. But like honestly, I feel like it doesn't matter where I live because wherever your family is home,
Mm-hmm.
right?
yeah,
So I sort of see this as all right. So New York, this is where I bought my first house, and this is where I live. So this is just home base because I want to spread out farther while keeping home base. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, he wants to buy houses in
I
other
just want to buy
states so
houses
that
in
we can
different
just
states
travel
so we
when
can
we
just
want
do
to.
whatever the fuck we
Hey,
want.
guess what? When you're not there, you can rent them out.
And
Airbnb.
Exactly.
that's exactly what I said, except for my home base. This is my home base. This is my sanctuary. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? So no matter what, I wouldn't rent this place out.
So basically, he'll
yeah.
be like, "Oh, I really miss Billy. You know what? Let's go to Florida this week
Yeah,
and
we're
like
gonna go
go
to
hang
Florida
out."
this week, or
Or
we're
My
gonna go down there
private
for
jet.
a month.
yeah, right. Yo, you know how much it costs to
Maybe
fly private
eventually.
jets? Mm-mm.
Maybe
Mm-mm.
eventually. I don't think I would ever because I love traveling. You know what I'm saying? Like I enjoy the ride. Like I'm driving down to Nashville. You know what I'm saying? Like just because.
Well, no, it's for your friend's bachelor party. But
Well, no, that's what I'm. Yes, it's for my friend's
Well,
bachelor party.
technically.
But I'm
there's a
talking.
reason.
No, I'm talking about the drive. The reason why I'm driving instead of
Yeah,
flying.
but
Flying.
That's
also
why
because flying was so damn
it was
expensive.
expensive,
Like
but it's also
nothing.
not fun. I hate flying. It's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying?
He
Like
gets the anxiety and he wants to
yeah,
have
I
his
would
life in
rather.
his own
So do I.
hands.
I mean,
Well,
so do I. But I'm sorry if I can make an 8-hour trip into a 2-hour trip.
yes. I mean, technically, like, yes, it's a fear, but to me, it's not that big of a fear because there's nothing you do anyways. So if you're paying for that convenience, that's the risk that's associated with that. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is at that point. So as soon as I purchase that ticket and I've made that commitment to the convenience rather than driving, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that fear sort of just goes away, especially when with the kids. When we flew with the kids, it was like that was too much of a distraction for me to worry about anything for myself.
Yeah.
You know, like, but
Are
like
you
overall
afraid
though, I
of
feel like
flying, or
if
you just don't like the process?
it's just the whole process
The
itself,
flying.
like what's that?
It's the
Sounds like both.
flying.
No, well, I mean, the flying itself
The
doesn't.
process is annoying.
The process is crazy annoying. The flying itself, I used to be crazy scared of flying. But then once I started flying more, like with the whole New Orleans and Vegas and stuff like that, I got a
Yeah.
little bit more used to it. But I haven't flown in years since this last Florida trip. So
Right.
my anxiety was high, but then as soon as we flew, I was like, "Oh, that's what this was like again." So
He
it's
was really freaked out when he went by himself because it was like the first time he was going by himself.
I was the
Take
reason
an
why I was
edible.
freaked out. The reason why I was freaked out though is because
He can't.
my anxiety. I don't like being late. I don't like being late. I don't like missing a flight. I don't like missing a ride. I don't like doing any of that. So I was
Right.
so paranoid that I was gonna fuck something up and just fuck it all up. You know what I'm saying? Because I
You
hate the
checked your
process to begin
itinerary
with.
like 6 times
Oh, I
Yeah,
did.
we
I
were
before
was
you
at
even
insane.
got there.
we were at the airport for Florida last year, like an
Mhm.
hour before anything had to start being done. And then our flight ended up being delayed for like 4 hours
Yeah, 4
anyway.
hours.
So we were at the airport for like 6 hours before we boarded.
Yeah,
It
that was
was
long. I
that,
mean,
but
we
that
couldn't
was
predict that,
mainly
but
because his fear. Meanwhile, I was like, we don't have to leave the house now, but fine, y'all want to leave? Let's go.
yeah, I'm so
So,
happy we did. I wouldn't take it back.
I mean,
I
I don't know about that.
wouldn't
But
take it back. Early is on time, and on time is late. So that's just the way. That's just the way I've always
Hey,
been.
Dad.
What's that?
Nothing.
you hear it on the playback.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and play that back, but yeah. So I mean, we could go back too, actually, because I remember who brought up leaving the state. How many people were leaving the state? I forget in the earlier conversation, but yeah, it's an average of 300 people every single day leaving New York.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
It only makes
300.
sense.
last time
We
I
were
knew, it
overcrowded.
was just shy of 500,000 people that moved to Florida last year.
Last year alone.
Just in 1 year, almost 500,000 people moved to Florida.
Oh my god, that's a lot. And I know, like, New Yorkers have been fleeing to Florida, Vegas, believe it or not. You know,
South Carolina.
South Carolina was one of them. North Carolina was the other, and Georgia, which I thought was weird because I haven't really
Georgia.
heard much about Georgia, even though that's beautiful there. Like when Billy, you were in Georgia, right, with us, or was that just me?
I never went to like Georgia because I wanted to go to Georgia. I went to
No,
Georgia.
you didn't go to Clayton, Georgia.
No.
Oh, okay. You didn't go there when our great grandparents lived there, right?
With great
Because they
grandparents.
lived there for a little while in Clayton.
Clayton, Georgia.
Yep.
Grams and Freddie?
Yep.
No, well, I've never been to Georgia like
So
that.
that was after. Okay. So yeah, but yeah, that was the only time I went to Georgia was to move Freddie up.
Oh yeah, I was probably already out of the house.
Yeah, I think you were. That's the very first time in the only time I took a long distance train.
Train.
Yep. Took a 16-hour train ride from New York to Georgia.
Why would you take a train?
Because that was just what we had to do because we had to drive his cars back up.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yep.
Yo, did you
So
know
we took a
when
train down and then took a U-Haul and his car.
Wait, but did you guys know that when we were planning on going to Disney, John was like, "Why don't we take a train down?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?"
Mhm.
We're going
6
to
years
Disney.
later.
No,
Yeah, we're
it's
going to
fun.
Disney, so we're gonna take a train. What?
Yeah, it's fun, man.
I'm just saying. Anyway,
Hogwarts
It's an
Express.
it's an experience. It's not like
9 and 3
it's not like it's
quarters.
a computer train. It's not a
That would be
commuter
a
train.
fucking
You know what I'm saying?
awesome. If they had a
Oh,
Hogwarts
Wow.
oh my
Express
god!
that went to
All the way
Florida.
down, all the way down to. Well, that's Universal though, isn't it?
Mhm.
yeah.
So
to
yeah.
Florida.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. That'd
Oh,
be
because
dope.
I got confused. We were talking about Disney before. That's so
Oh, yeah,
That would
well, fair.
cost so much money.
It wouldn't be worth
It would be
it.
like
Oh,
$1,200 a person.
I was gonna say that's basically essentially a cruise at that point.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, but there's no boat. You can't, or
That
not
would be
boat.
pretty
Excuse
cool
me. There's no
too.
pool.
That
Doesn't
would
make
be a
sense,
cool.
but Harry Potter cruise, that'd be awesome.
I
That
would
would
do
be
it.
dope. What do you mean? It doesn't make sense? It's all magic.
I
That's
guess.
true. I've got the magic in me.
Don't get me started. I like that song.
Yeah, it's a good song.
It turns
You know
into
what's actually a common misconception is the cost of living for basic needs, though. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, it's so much cheaper in Florida." Like
No,
for
it's
your
not.
basic shit, it's really not. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
It's
Vegas,
still
it's actually way more expensive for gas out in Vegas than over here.
Now it's
yeah.
starting to drop. I mean, we just hit under $4 just as of yesterday.
Which
Just
is, I mean, yeah, that's a milestone. We haven't seen
Yeah.
$4 though in like a year and a half.
Yeah, we were at 415, I want to say about like 2 weeks ago, and now we're at
Oof.
389 just as of yesterday
Oh,
for
that means
gas.
we're
So
gonna drop.
we're starting to go down slowly, but of course it's all the holiday
we're
weekend and all the California people coming over.
Mm.
we're hovering at like 330 to 340.
I
And we're
wish. We
between,
haven't
yeah,
seen
we're
that.
between 350 and 370.
Yeah,
I did see
but that
319
means
the other day, but I don't know. It was
Nice.
like
yeah. But
a fluke.
if she's going down, that means probably we're all going down. Right?
Yeah,
Most
how long?
likely,
Summer's right around the corner. It's just gonna go skyrocket right
It's
now.
gonna
yep,
spike back up, I know for sure,
yeah.
in August for us, because that's when
Yeah.
all the kids go back to school and
Mhm.
basically all the commuters get back on the road.
And,
Mm.
and up here, it's as soon as June hits, June to the end of August, gas prices are always way more expensive.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
down here the summer months is when everyone comes.
Yep.
They're
Oh
like,
yeah.
oh, tourist
We're
money.
we always get all these tourists all year round, so it just fluctuates throughout the year for us.
You
So
would
there's like no
think
set pinpoint.
you would think we would get tourist money. New York blows all the money.
Well, I mean,
Like
Of
New York
yeah,
course.
City is the largest tourist area of the world. Like everybody in the world goes to New York City, but like we don't
not,
see any
not
of that money.
not in the past few years.
No, I'm
That's
talking
fair.
about world travel, like global travel.
Yeah,
Everybody knows New York City and goes to
Everyone
New
knows
York
like
City.
Times Square, everyone knows
Yep.
New York City because of movies, and
Mm-hmm.
it's always the backdrop of stuff, or like even music artists will
Statue
do
of
it too.
Liberty is freedom. You know what I'm
I
saying? Like,
mean, even though you're not even allowed to go in there anymore, which
nope.
sucks.
That's horrible. I've always
Yeah,
hated going to the Crown.
well, I think
me
they had a
too.
Yeah.
safety issue because I think that they had
Well,
stairs
no, it was
across
9/11.
Yeah, ever since
9/11.
9/11,
No,
they
I
just
knew
9/11
stopped.
they shut down the her flame, because the flame you used to be
Yep.
able to go on the outside of the flame
Mm-hmm.
and
I
like
remember
actually like
that.
do a full 360 view of between Jersey and New York.
No,
right.
they
And they
shut
shut
the
that
whole
down from
thing down.
9/11. Yeah,
They shut the whole
9/11 from the
thing down.
Crown, and then also like Billy said afterwards, all the
It's
rest of
so
the
crazy. I
flights.
remember that day.
Wait,
Like I
wait.
remember everything about that day.
Hilton, my uncle Mark's father, worked at the Statue of Liberty. He like would go up and down it all day, every day. He was supposed to like try to get us in, but then 9/11 happened. So right after 9/11, when my uncle Peter was showing us around because he was a part of 9/11, and then we decided, okay, we're going over to the Statue of Liberty now to meet up with Hilton. So they arranged for us to get on the ferry, but because Hilton knew the captain, we were like up there driving the boat and like doing all
That's
these
cool.
cool
That's
things.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just those little memories. Sorry, I
Yeah.
had
yeah.
to
I
sprinkle
love
that
this.
on there.
I would love to like if we
I
can
do
find
too.
time to go down.
It would be nice, but like
Your brother hates the
I
city.
hate the city now, man. Until they
Womp
fucking
womp.
clean that shit up. Like, dude, you can't in the fanciest of places, right in Times Square, in broad daylight, there's people being slashed and murdered and fucking thrown in the fucking subway. Like in broad daylight. Like they don't even wait for nothing now at
My
all.
favorite, my favorite was I went down there for a dance class at Broadway Dance Center and pulled up to the train that I was just gonna take from Grand Central just to bypass like all the walking and through Bryant Park and everything. So took just like the express train up to Times Square, right where Broadway meets. Freaking crackhead pulls down their pants and just takes a straight up shit in the middle of the platform,
Yep.
like into the train like rails, and I'll never forget it. I just looked at them and I'm like,
What's happening?
Oh, you
definitely,
made eye
definitely,
contact?
yeah. I was like, fuck.
Ah.
I was like, shit. And then I just like turned my face. I'm like, damn, we are definitely not back in at home for sure. Like
No,
way
we're not in
far from the
Kansas
sticks.
anymore.
What do you
No,
mean? They
definitely
do
not.
that in
When I was
Poughkeepsie all the time.
when we were in
Now probably. I mean, they were twerking on freaking carves and shit for
Yeah,
chicken and everything on Main
I saw
Street.
something like
Shut
that in
up.
Swear.
California.
In
Where we went,
California?
we were on
No.
Sunset Boulevard, and you know where all the Hollywood stars on the
Yep.
sidewalk is and everything. Someone just took a shit, like it was fresh. They just took a shit on, like,
Oh
I
God.
forget whose star it was, but it was like someone that obviously doesn't even like.
On the
They took
star.
a shit.
Someone
Probably.
Amber Hearded it.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Amber Heard
Amber
is
heard
taking
it.
shits in public.
Oh
God.
God.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
first
but
time I've seen that in public, but I've seen it
I've
plenty
never
of
seen
times
it in
in
public.
jail.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say I've never
seen
seen
it
it
in
in
jail.
public. I see that on a daily. I said we see a lot of things as a CO that are fucked up, like as you know, Bill.
That's one podcast that I think that would be really insane. Just
What
like
correction
hearing,
stories?
like, yeah, no, not correction stories, but like, what was the nastiest thing you've seen? What was the craziest thing you've seen?
Oh, trust me, it's coming. It's
Yeah,
coming.
hold
I
on,
got,
The only
I
thing
got
is we have to
another
watch.
episode.
We have to
no,
watch what we have to say, though. You
no
can
name.
say whatever the fuck you want. I
Yeah,
cannot. So
you can tell the stories. You just gotta leave names out of it.
exactly, I'm gonna leave all the names
But,
out.
I got some
But
You can say, so we'll name this person Johnny, and Johnny, blah, blah,
yeah,
blah. See,
yeah,
that's how you get around it,
yeah,
just to
Yeah.
keep up with the stories.
I don't
yes,
remember
that's true.
what it is. But
Yeah, but yeah, I would never go back to the city. Not until they clean this shit up. Like,
I'm sorry. I would go. Billy, if I could, I'd go with you, but I don't know what we would
like
even do for the
I
day.
would go to the city, but I'm not bringing my kids down.
dude, the
Like,
only
I'm
reason
not
why I
doing it.
want to go down there is to get soup dumplings.
See, I would want to go back down to the
Yeah,
city just for
food.
the fashion. I love the freaking clothes and the shops that they have down in Soho.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
only
I haven't been to
reason.
Soho in
Washington
so
Square.
long.
So we got food, fashion. Yeah, I'm probably foodie.
I mean, I'd go to Mood. Who wants to go to Mood Fabrics with me?
Oh,
I was like,
the
oh, I was like,
fabrics.
mood. I was like, oh, yeah, I'll do
Yeah.
it.
I have a Mood account that I haven't touched in
I'm down with whatever food.
9 years.
I don't even know what that is.
I want to go to the
It's a
Bauhaus.
fabric
It's a fabric store.
You said
It's the
mood,
store
and I
that they.
food.
No.
Rhymes with food.
Food.
One track mind over there. No, Mood Fabrics is featured in God, this design show that now I can't remember the name, but they basically have to like make different designs that are random to them. So they'll be like, okay, you have to make a look for the Met Gala, and the theme is, I don't know, black and white, like this one was. So they would
Yeah.
have like 2 days to come up with a whole fucking collection of clothes to then run them down the runway and get critiqued. Oh my God, I wish I could remember the name right now. So yeah, it was such a great show. So creative.
Devil Wears Prada.
I was going to say,
my
is that
nerd
runway
show.
fashion?
Yeah, pretty much. Like there's a famous
Fashion runway?
fashion
Oh, I
fashion
went there
designer.
with you.
Yes.
That's right.
Remember?
The
'Cause that's-
parking was a fucking bitch.
Well, it's the
Yeah,
city. But
parking's
remember
always
fucking
crazy
hate the
down in the
city.
city.
Remember I
Yeah.
got the red fabric and then the
Yeah.
Beetlejuice looking fabric, and I was making like a Beetlejuice top with
Yes.
a red
The
skirt.
kid with the
And
I was
basketball.
almost fucking done.
Yeah.
Oh my!
What the
I
fuck is
hand
going
sewed
on over
all of
there?
that. Sorry.
Oh,
This
We're
is a
God.
great
modern
fucking
with this.
podcast. I can't wait to hear people's reactions to the side.
wait till
Whatever the
listen to
fuck
this.
just happened there.
We're like, yes.
Yeah, I was just like, I was just imitating Vicky. He was like, yes.
Yeah.
And then that slowly like transformed into that kid with the basketball bouncing off his head.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that video. That's an old one.
Man. Oh, what
That
about
was
the I
fine.
like turtles?
I think that was
I
fine.
like turtles.
Speaking about food, actually, we could get into a little bit of food here because I
What was that
personally, I'm a little biased.
Just me.
I'm a little. What's that?
What was that?
Christopher.
You were like, like you like you blinked your eye, like he was like, yeah,
Who me?
yeah, you.
Oh, I didn't even. Oh,
You saw
whatever.
it, Isaac, right? At least
So you know.
No, but he's like Christopher Walken.
yeah.
Christopher Walken.
Just start talking like that. Whoa, wrong tone.
Yeah.
Talking all wrong.
You have to talk
Yeah,
about it the
wrong.
rest of the night. Go.
Stab your face with a siren on. So, but back to food. I'm a little biased, but I think New York sort of takes the cake here for food.
I mean, definitely
Absolutely.
pizza.
I think.
I
Well,
would say for
pizza,
sure pizza.
absolutely. Nobody has
Say
shit
all
on our
food,
pizza.
but definitely pizza. I think we talked about this in the last one.
Well, it didn't
Bacon,
work the last one. This is
but
take
we
two.
spoke about the bacon, egg, and cheese in that one, or is
Yep.
it?
Bacon,
We
egg, and
did.
Yeah.
cheese. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, like I don't think any steak can touch New York.
Bagels.
Comes to like the bagels, the
No.
bacon, cheeses, the whole
Yeah.
Italian
in
food.
general breakfast sandwiches.
Just home Italian food.
Yeah.
Good Italian food. Like
I couldn't go anywhere that doesn't know what a bacon,
even
egg, and
Irish
cheese
food.
is.
Even good Irish pubs. I think New York is still good for Irish pubs. It's.
A good
I've
solid
never
like corned beef hash or even like a Reuben. Oh, so good in New York.
Any
yum.
Whereas
type of
here it's
cold cut
only like a hit or
sandwich.
miss. They
I've,
don't
I've
have
never
delis
Delis?
out here.
Yeah, I heard. I
No
know it's
delis?
frustrating.
No delis. No
There's no
delis.
fucking
So
delis out
We
there.
you
can't
can't go
live
to a
out
deli
there.
and just be like,
No.
"Can I get a pastrami on rye with mustard?" Like you can't do any of that.
Wait,
You
they
have to
don't have like
literally buy your
McAllister's or anything out there, like those
No, you
chain
have to
ones.
buy your own. They have chain ones. It's like Jersey Mike's. They have
That's the
That's not
closest
real
thing.
cold cuts.
Capriotti's. It's
They're
not like a
not.
true deli. Like you're not gonna get a Rossi from New York, like over in Vegas. Like you're not gonna have like a deli that you could just walk up to and be like, okay, I want a little bit of this pasta salad. I want this cold cut. I want these cheeses. Like you're not gonna get that. You have
Do
to
you have
literally
any
go
good
to like a
local
grocery store.
chains out there? Because I don't really remember there being like a good local chain out there.
What's a local
Mm.
chain?
Like you know,
But
like
what's
a
a local
fast food
chain?
or. Well,
Like
sorry, like
McDonald's?
not a franchise type chain.
Like mom and
Like
pop?
well, not even. Well, I guess what I'm trying to figure out is,
Or are you
you know
trying to
how.
ask like multiple locations
Yeah,
with
like
the
Yeah,
mom
like
and
same
pop.
restaurant
multiple
name?
locations. Yeah,
Uh,
stuff like that. Like,
They do. They have a place called Roma Deli out here, and they have Roma Deli 1, 2, and 3, and they're all scattered throughout. But the first one that I always go to, it's on Durango and Sahara, and that's where they import all their bread, all their food, and everything from Arthur's Ave.
oh,
mm.
okay.
So that's why I always go there because as soon as I found out that that's where they get like their baguettes or their fresh bread or any of that, I'm like,
It's a
damn,
little taste
it's a
of
little
New
taste of
York.
home. Like it keeps me
Yeah.
there, like
So it is
lingering. But
home. There's the answer.
New
There's
York
the
will
answer. We
always
didn't get to
have the
finish
home for
that.
me.
Yes.
We didn't get to finish that question before, so that's it. New York is always going to be your home at heart,
Of
anyways.
course, I mean, like that's where my childhood
She's
memories
born and
are.
raised.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
born and raised. When you're coming from a place where you're born and raised, and then you get taken out of your element or like your comfort zone, it's a
yeah,
completely different world. Like, yeah, I mean, it's great to travel the world, see your eyes and everything, but just know where your core memories are, like your
yeah,
friends, your family, like, or even if your family moves and gets up, that's cool, like, because you're always gonna be with your home that's traveling.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like your childhood memories and things, when you go back,
Yeah.
I always say it's like whenever I go to New York, I push pause. When I leave, come home, go back,
Mm-hmm.
press play, and that's it. It picks up right where I left off. So
Oh,
that's
trust
why I
me,
always
there's
say
so many changes.
So New York
Don't
feels like
worry,
a
it
pause
didn't
button.
pause.
I feel like New York is it will always be a pause. It's always gonna have its changes, you know. I mean,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
with time, something's always gonna get played out or just flop, go out of business, and then they're gonna pick up something new. And within like 4 or 5 years, guess what? Sure enough, it's probably gonna be the same thing that was there before, just new face,
yep,
like a
yep.
facelift, and
That's
just
true.
different name.
I mean,
But
they
it's gonna be
closed
the
Sonics.
well,
Good.
Did they close
good. That
Sonics?
place freaking shit
That's
out
true.
there
It's
anyway.
nasty as fuck.
I like their cherry limeade.
The
I
only
got
thing I
so
I like
liked
their
at
tots.
I got
The
the breakfast. Jesus.
barrette.
The
I got that
breakfast.
baraka first.
That's Barack's favorite
I
sandwich.
think I want
The
breakfast.
breakfast. No, I got the breakfast burrito, or like the little snacking ones for like
That sounds like a
Sonic.
bomb.
Oh my god!
Smells
No,
like straight up
it was like
churro.
tiny little ones.
Mm-mm.
No, it was so bad.
My
Breakfast
Like it
burrito
breakfast
sounds
tasted
like
anyway
you're
fine.
went
stuck
in.
in the bathroom for at least
It
minimum
tasted fine
40,
in the
2 hours.
My first time having
45 minutes.
me and Ashley actually were. I think we were going down to the city. Like her job was paying for like a big bus for everyone to go down to the city. So we stopped at Sonic's or at the gas station. It just happened to be next to the Sonic's. So we went. I got some. She just got like a drink, and I'm like, I'm hungry, so I got the breakfast burrito.
Yo, you killed
And
the
like,
bus, didn't you?
I was gonna say it stunk in
no,
the back.
didn't blow the bus up. I just felt like I had to throw up. I never
Oh
did,
no,
but I had that feeling the entire way down to the city.
So
that's
you
I
already
remember
know.
when
so
Sonic
sour
was
Well,
first
stomach.
built.
that like swelling that happens here, you're like, oh
Oh,
no, I know
You're not
Is
it's
it a
supposed to.
coming.
metallic taste?
You're not
Yeah,
supposed to swallow the saliva. Once you start feeling nauseous, you're supposed to spit that saliva out because that's what makes you throw up. Is the
I was in a
saliva.
bus with like 30 people. Like,
Just
Yeah,
start
spit that
spitting.
shit
Just start
out.
spit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan, you want me to throw up or do you want me to spit? You choose.
Mind your
So,
business.
no,
That's hilarious.
that's so nasty. And
That
I
is
think I'd rather
gross.
see someone throw up than just like spit for 2 hours straight.
Oh my god. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know about that because throw up smells.
I'm used to seeing
I
people
couldn't.
spit because of the chew.
You know what? You're
A
See,
right.
lot of
like
people don't
dipping.
like the
Yeah.
chew.
I forgot
Just
about
get
the
a
smell.
bottle.
Yeah, didn't even think about the smell. Yeah. The
Yeah.
I
That
whole
can't
bus is
grosses
stand.
gonna
me out.
die.
That is the only smell that I can't handle. I can handle baby shit. I can handle grown ass man shit. You know, like. But the moment I smell throw up, I'm done.
Mm-mm.
It's
I can
yeah.
hear it. It
No.
doesn't bother. I can hear someone throwing up. It does nothing to me. But
I
the
just
moment
breathe
that
through my
shit hits my
mouth.
Start
nostrils,
gagging.
oh my
Gag. Instant. Like,
Oh.
That
yeah,
used to be
yeah.
Jack Daniels for me. As soon as I smelled Jack Daniels, I was like, "Ugh."
Oh no, that's green apple
It's like
vodka for me.
Dumb and Dumber. Jim Carrey in
Oh
that
yeah.
movie too. It was like, "Ugh." like,
Oh.
like
Oh
that's
shit.
how I feel every time I smell Jack Daniels. I'm like, oh god, that's gross.
Mm-mm.
Jack Daniels was like my first drink of choice, and then it just started to get really nasty. And I was like, this is like some
Yeah,
bullshit cheap
nope.
whiskey.
Never did whiskey.
No,
Mm-mm.
yeah.
Can't do
I
browns.
the best whiskey I've
Oh
had so
no.
far was Angel Wings or something like that. I think it was Angel Wings or something like that.
Angel
It's like comes in
wings.
this tall, skinny bottle,
I was
and
thinking
like
you said angel shot. I was gonna be like, dang, are you even help? Do you need a cop? Do you need somebody to escort you out to your house?
what the hell is Angel
What
Cup?
is that?
What? You
Yeah.
guys never heard of an angel shot? Oh my
No.
goodness. Okay.
No.
I guess this is from bartending, but basically, if a girl comes up, they don't feel comfortable, they're supposed to meet like a Tinder date or like Bumble. They go up to the bartender and they'll say like, "Hey, this guy's like stalking me. He's kind of weird. Can I order an angel shot?" And then from there, that tells us, okay, we got to get security involved. Have security keep an eye out for you while you walk out to your car. Now, if I get an angel shot neat, that means I need cops to be called immediately and someone to escort me to my car and to ensure that no one's like following me home. Now, if you say an angel shot on the rocks or some shit like that, it's supposed to be like, okay, we're just gonna close out their tab, tell them they have to get escorted off in their 86 from the bar.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's supposed to
I
be
never
like
knew that, but
keyword.
that's good. Is that like
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
world
it's
known?
it's a world known thing now. They're pushing it more and
That's
more because of like
good.
trafficking,
I was
especially
gonna
out here in
say.
Vegas, because
You would
Vegas is
think
so
they would have came up with
transient.
that years ago.
I mean, I heard the first time I heard of an angel shot was like my last year working at Mahoney's. And I'm like, okay,
Okay.
so this is back in like 2017, the ending of 2017. So I was like, okay, this is pretty cool that they're coming up with it, but is it like world known? Is it only like in freaking Poughkeepsie that they're coming up with this shit?
Yeah.
So when I moved to Vegas and found out here that they actually do it as well because of just trafficking was starting to boom at that time and
Yeah.
kids are going missing and the kids are getting into parties, wrecking their cars, whatever. And out here in Vegas, everything's so transient. The first thing that people do is they're either sex traffic out here. There's a giant Greyhound bus station, and people just prey on the younger girls that come out here, thinking I'm gonna be in the Vegas light. So there's some things that are very cruel that shouldn't be seen, but
Hopefully the police are sitting at that fucking
oh yeah. Oh
bus
yeah,
stop
they
all the
they
time.
patrol all over there. I mean, they're hawking down there, and now the whole entire downtown area where that place is, it's totally changed. Everything's like on lockdown, especially since pandemic, because
Oy, oy, oy.
during the
See.
pandemic, a lot of people were trying to escape to come to Vegas, which I was
Yeah,
like,
that doesn't
why?
sound like a good place to live.
No.
I mean, it like again, I always say it always has its pros and its cons, no matter where you're gonna live.
It's not a
It's
family
just
Yeah.
how you,
area.
it's just how, no, it just depends on how you perceive your life and how you make of it in your area. Because in that area, that's like straight ghetto, like streetwalkers, everything at nighttime, like just
Like the city
bad
of
news
Newport.
bears. Yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
bad news bears, but like equivalents, it would probably be equivalent to maybe Newburgh, maybe even like, trying to think of somewhere else that was pretty rough. Maybe like South Bronx area, like if you're in the
Hmm.
city. But I mean, they have cleaned it up quite a bit.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah,
sounds
yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah, like no matter where you
I
move,
mean, I don't go there, so
no
I'm
matter
I'm
where
not
you
dealing with
move,
it.
you're gonna have your Wappingers and your Newbergs. You know, like
Yeah, it's always going to be
Wappingers wasn't
equivalents.
bad.
No,
no, I'm
but
saying
you're also going to have
No,
like
he's saying you're gonna
your
have areas that are like
Westchesters.
Wappingers.
Yeah, like you're gonna have places that are like Wappingers or like Westchester, where it's like more bougie. Like everyone's like, oh my gosh,
yeah,
Westchester, they have
Yeah,
money.
like, oh, they're good just for
like
Westchester.
drugs. You know what I'm saying?
like
It's
That's
just
where I
drugs.
need.
There's no murders. You know.
yeah, like
No.
where we are, it's more like
That's it.
That's it.
or maybe even Arlington. Like but
Yeah.
and then our Newburgh is like Pine Hills down in Orlando. Like
Okay.
See,
it's
So
like my area,
what's
I
like the
feel like
main
we're like
thing?
Arlington.
Arlington.
Yeah, like my area here, it's because of that school, like I told you, Bishop Gordon
Yeah, that's
earlier.
true too.
They're pretty. I mean, in the area that I'm in, it's called Southwest Valley
Mhm.
because we're in the middle of the whole entire the way that they built Vegas. It's the top where the old stratosphere is. That one is north. So anytime that you're looking at the strat, no matter where you are, that's going to be heading towards north. And
That's
then
pretty cool.
yeah, so and then the southernest point right now for casinos, it's South Point or the M. So then
Mm.
that's going south out of Vegas. So where I'm at, I'm southwest, so that's like equivalent to Arlington. Maybe, I mean, a little bit of Highland, just because over there they do have a little bit of money and more land too. So
Yeah.
just depends. But like everywhere, you're always gonna have like an area that's gonna be close to Newburgh, at least in our upstate area where we came from. Poughkeepsie Place, City of
Yeah.
Poughkeepsie, Poughkeepsie Town, so.
Yeah. All right. That's not too bad. So we could wrap it up now. That was pretty good episode so far of what the get the fuck out of New York, escaping New York. We were
I
all
mean,
over the
I'm
place,
not
but
moving to Vegas.
no,
Well,
no,
No,
we were
I
all
always
over the
say
place.
if you want to know what Vegas is really like, watch um what is it called? Thieves, Army of Thieves. That one's going to
Yeah.
show you exactly where Vegas is had to be if there was ever a zombie apocalypse. Kind
Oh
of gives you a
shit.
little
the other one
insight.
with Batista.
Yeah, Batista. That
Yeah,
exact one. That's exactly how Vegas is going to turn out to be, and it's
And what is this called?
that
Army of
shit's
Thieves.
Army of Thieves.
Yeah, and they have like a whole bunch of different ones, but that
it's
one.
got
It's pretty
it's
cool.
got
It's like a trilogy.
yeah, it's got humor in it too.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
okay.
it's like dry humor. I mean, some good humor too in there, but it definitely opens your mind. Like if you're into conspiracies or like you kind of overthink like me,
Oh, absolutely.
definitely
Yeah,
will
we're
be
all
like,
guilty of that.
yeah, definitely like makes you wonder. Like I'm even surprised with California forcing us to do the electric cars that we're not flying cars yet. I'm
Yeah,
just
that's
saying
right.
because
Yeah.
I thought
Mm,
The
as soon
Jetsons.
as 2000 or like 2010, I thought
yep.
Did
we
you
were gonna
see?
start hovering.
Yes.
There was a video I saw. I think it was either yesterday or today. I don't remember. But there's this guy I follow on like TikTok, and he like just brings up like events that have happened, and there was supposedly there's this new drug that's been like spreading across. It's like a mix between like fentanyl and something else.
Horse
Actually, no,
tranquilizer.
it was horse tranquilizers. That's
It's
right,
called Trank.
trank. Yeah, and then like there was like this person walking down the street recording, and there was like 40 or 50 people like just like hanging over themselves, like
Yep.
just standing in one spot, and it was just like
It
what
looked
the
like
fuck?
zombies, like a
It
zombie
did look like
film, dude.
zombies, and
When you
like
say tranquilizers, I think of Will Ferrell. Like, oh, do I
Mm,
sound funny?
yeah.
That's why I was like, oh wait, what kind of shit
You're
is this?
crazy, man.
man, what happened?
That is Stifler, the guy,
Yeah,
the actor. What's
something
his
Scott,
name? Yeah, Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott. Is that it? Yeah, it
Is that
sounds
it?
like. And he,
I think
yeah,
it
and
is.
That sounds about right.
he's like, awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
shot yourself in the neck with a tranquilizer.
yeah. That
What?
was
The other
hilarious.
one, dodgeball.
Oh.
Tammy
Hell yeah!
Bernice with Girl
Yes.
Scout Troop 276 gets disqualified from Beaver Tranquilizer. Ooh.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, she's all hairy arms.
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
Yeah,
Dive, dip, dodge.
dip, dodge,
Oh,
dive,
yeah,
and
I don't even
yeah.
remember all
Dip,
of them.
Duck
dip,
and
dodge.
dodge.
Yeah, something like that. Nobody makes me bleed my
Dodge, dip.
blood.
No blood.
yeah,
Nobody.
Patches O'Houlihan.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Does anyone force me to drink my own urine? No, I do
No,
it because
but
I like the taste and it's sterile.
This is a great
Watch
outro,
that
by the way.
movie.
It's a great outro.
Oh my god, yes.
So I guess home is where you make it.
Yeah, really.
Home is
Where
where
you
you
make
make it.
I know you know that I know you. I know that you know me.
There's so many different stupid references from comedy films, but
Yeah.
so all right, well, guys, we'll wrap it up now. We'll probably bullshit after this episode, but it's always been good talking to you guys coming in from Las Vegas and Florida.
Mhm.
With the Mr. 305.
With the Mr.
Yes.
305 down there.
Mr.
Mr. 305. I mean,
Down
if you're
there in
here for the party
Florida.
time, that's where you're going for Vegas.
Yep.
Yep.
Just saying. That's
But
all
in
it's
all
geared
in all,
towards.
we could end it on cheesy note. Like I said before, home is wherever your family is.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that doesn't matter. It's a time and a space. That's it.
Yep.
Yep.
The more
So
you know.
till the more you know.
All right.
I wish I had a fancy outro saying, but whatever. Maybe I'll come up with something.
There you go.
All right, guys.
Hooting and
See ya.
hollering. Peace.
Peace.
Jeez.